Hey all, hope you are good. Welcome to my channel sriwworldofcoding. So today I'm going to solve 1407 ID problem top travelers. We have a table users with column name, ID and name. We have a table right with these column names. We have to write an SQL query to report the distance traveled by each user. We need to return the result set ordered by travel distance in descending order, and if two or more users travel the same distance, then we need to write down the names in ascending order. So we have a table this and this, and user ID is the foreign key which links to ID of users table. So basically we need to join and then group by on table ID. So name, okay, select name, comma, count star. We will have, write this afterwards from users table you join. It will basically a left join. Yeah, or it doesn't matter also. Yeah, let it be left join only. And right stable are on join condition u dot id equal to r dot or dot user id, and then group by u dot id. Here will be distance, basically sum of distance okay order by this column name will be travel distance, order by travel distance in descending order, and by name in ascending order. So let's run our code. So basically what we are doing, we are combining these two tables. Let's check the difference. Okay, here we write if null, then I will explain. If null, then put 0. So basically what we are doing, we are joining users and rights table on column ID and user ID, and then we are grouping on ID. Then what we are doing, we are summing under distances traveled. For example, here as you can check, uh, user ID 1, okay, LIs only travel 120 kilometer, whereas 7, let's check if 7 it traveled 100 plus 120 is 220, 220 and 430 is 450. So ID7 Lee travel 450 distance. So and then first we have ordered by on travel distance, then by name in ascending. So it's a success. Now move to the next question. Its ID is 1393 capital gain or loss. So we have table stocks. These are its column names. We have to write an SQL query to report capital gain or loss for each stock. And capital gain of loss is sell minus buy price. Okay, so we have a stock name Leetcode. We have buy at 1000 price, and then we have sold on 9000. So there is a profit of 9000 minus 1000 of 8000. Similarly for uh, handbags. Okay, handbags, there is a buy and then a sell order. Okay, it was bought at 30,000 but was sold on 7,000. So there is a loss of minus 23,000. Yeah. So similarly, the output is stock name, and capital gain or loss. So as you can see, uh, for Leetcode stock, capital gain was 9,000 minus 1,000, so a profit of 8,000. Similarly, handbags, it was a loss of 23,000. And similarly for Corona mask, there were subsequent buy and sell. So after it was a profit of 9,500. So let's write the query. Select. We have to first write the stock name, and then we need to write the summation. Okay, of all the stock, uh, sell minus buy, and then from table stocks we need to group by on stock name, and here we will write case statement. So case when uh, when there is a buy operation. Okay, when operation equal to buy, then it will be negative price, else positive, else price and enter. So I will explain you in a minute. So what's happening when you will group by? Okay, okay, what's the difference? Okay, the column name will be capital gain loss. Okay, so basically what will happen when you will group by? Okay, so buy and sell will go to respective stock names. Then we are going doing summation, but summation in a way that if it will be sell minus buy, and minus comes from case statement, such that it will become negative of price. So it will be 9,000 plus inside, it will be something like this. I will explain you. 9,000 plus of summation and minus of 1,000. So it will become something like this for each stock. So it's a success. Now let's move to the next question. ID is 1158, market analysis 1. So we have a table users with these columns, orders table with these columns, and items. Item, okay, buyer ID and seller ID are foreign key to users table. We need to find a SQL query to find each user join dates and number of orders they made as a buyer in 2000. Okay, so okay, so for one buyer ID 1, they made one order in 2019. Okay, similarly for 2, uh, 2 they have made two orders in 2019. 3 and 4, uh, 3 3 hasn't made any order and 4 hasn't made any order. So basically what we will do, first we will create a join between users and table. Okay, okay, select user ID, user ID from let's from table users. Okay, we will join to this, join orders table to on column u dot user id equal to o dot buyer id. O dot buyer id and then group by. Okay, first let's extract the order date column. Okay, so we will extract it using okay, where extract year from order date, it will be equal to 2019 as per question, and then we will group by on column user id. Okay, so basically we will get the count of one, that it made one order, two it made uh, two orders. Okay, and let's give it as column as id, and let's, okay, and let's store it in temporary table. Okay, and here we also need to pass the count star, count. Let's give us a column name as c1. Now we will, what we'll do, select user id as buyer id. I will explain you what I'm doing. Then join date, and then the c1, the count that we have received, comma c1 from table users, you join demo d on u dot user id, u dot user id equal to d dot id. Okay, so let's run our code to check. Okay, okay, what's the issue? Okay, c1 as orders in 2019, and then 3. Okay, if null we will pass 0. Okay, again a wrong answer. Let's check why it's wrong. Here coming date is, okay, okay, extract year from order date equal to 2019, group by user id. select user ID is buyer ID, join underscore date if null c1 comma 0 as okay from users view. Okay, seems okay only. Why it's not printing 3? Okay, 3 data should also be there. As ID, let me find out my mistake. Which case I'm missing? Where extract year from order date equal to seems purely group by user ID. Okay, so basically we're missing a left join. This was because by default it was inner join. So this inner query will only return 1 and 2. So when we're joining this table with demo table, it was only showing the result of 1 and 2, not 3 and 4. That's why, as because their null was coming. So we have handled with if the if the null is coming, okay, the sprint put 0. So basically what we have done first, we have created a temporary table named demo, and what we're doing, we are just counting the orders made in 2018. For one, it will make one order. For two, it made two orders. Okay, and then what we are doing, we were we are joining this subset data to this hold table. Okay, so okay, so and using left join. So for 1 and 2, it will print the default count, and for 3 and 4, it will print 0 as there are no count for it. Let's submit. So it's a success. So hope you enjoyed the video. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day.